team pick. Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Silencer.
Dire team ban. Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Holy moly, that last game was insane. Absolutely insane.
Reserve time.
Oh my. I'm still catching my breath. I'm still hoping my voice will come back. Well, if you're new here, I'm Niz. This is NizCast. And we still have the finals of SCS. And we're already in. We're already in it. We're already underway. We've got Cafe Lou Crew, which we saw 2 hours ago. We've got my cat that also has joined. She heard all the excitement from last game, so she's here to come cast with us. Hopefully she won't actually be casting. She'll be quiet and lie down, but we'll have to wait and see about that. But we have Cafe Lou Crew, which we saw it's like 2 hours, maybe even 3 hours ago. They've had a long wait for an opponent to match up against them in the grand finals here. And on the Dire side, we're going to have Mix, which we, of course, saw last game in that incredible game. What a finish. And Mix, they found themselves quite a bit behind, but they managed to win remaining. Crucial fights, one after another, and managed to stay in this game.
Remaining.
Absolutely nuts. But without further ado, let's get into the draft. We've got a Dusa and a Troll getting banned out first by Mix. They picked up a Vengeful Spirit and a Silencer in their first set of picks. Cafe Lou Crew banned out the Axe and the Juggernaut, and then they picked up a Lion and a Phoenix. Then Mix banned out Clockwork and Shadow Fiend. Cafe Lou Crew then banned out Spectre and Slark, and now we've just seen them pick up a Sniper. So now we're caught up. We've got a Lion, we can pretty much assume that the Lion's going to be support. Phoenix, we're not sure. It could be support, could be an offlaner. We're still going to have to wait and see how they choose to run that. In the game that we saw Cafe Lou Crew play earlier, they chose to run the Phoenix as an offlaner, and he did work. He had a couple good rotations from Witch Doctor on his team coming up there, but he was just able to completely bully the Faceless Void that was being played by Carson +4, and he was just completely able to bully it, and he just had a really good game. He was a huge impact on that game. Sniper, a lot of people consider that hero to be OP, and just park him in the mid lane and he becomes a turret as the game goes on, and just dishing out tons of damage. Assassinate, always a valuable skill as well. We do have a Vengeful Spirit, which, I mean, that's top tier pick when it comes to support. Silencer, though, we've been seeing quite a bit of him lately, which is, I think, a little surprising. Not that Silencer's a weak pick, but more so that, I mean, Global's always good. This is the problem with Silencer. It's hard to explain why he's good and why he's bad. But Global's always good. It's certainly going to be good against Phoenix, so that he can't use his egg or anything like that. It's going to be good at limiting Lion, but it's also going to be good at limiting whatever they're going to choose to pick up here. It's just always good to have Global on your side. Same with Doom, right? It's always good. But the problem always comes with how do you lane him. His strength doesn't come on until later on in the game. When it comes to the laning phase, he's a liability, essentially. He doesn't really give you that much. So you need a really strong
10
lane to
seconds
park him in.
remaining.
So you're pretty much not going to go aggressive with him, although I've seen some crazy stuff in the
5
past
seconds
with him
remaining.
going in an aggressive tri-lane. But you're most likely going to be in a safe lane tri-lane with him, parked
Reserve
with the
time.
Vengeful Spirit. But is that enough? Is that enough going up against a Phoenix? I don't know. Maybe they're going to have to get a strong safe lane carry that's going to be able to deal with the Phoenix. Because I don't know if those two heroes are going to be enough to stop the Phoenix. Certainly not if they're going to have to, rotate out of the lane and start pulling and stacking and stuff like that. Leaving one of them there is not going to work against a Phoenix. They're going to need another strong hero in that lane. They do add a Tidehunter on, though, and that'll give them the off-lane strength. And going up against a Lion, Tidehunter, he has to be a little careful, but we haven't seen too much of what they're going to have in store for locking him down. It could be that Phoenix support, but I'm pretty sure these guys are going to run an off-lane like they did earlier. But they're taking a lot of time here deciding what they want to do with this final pick. They took a lot of time on the Tidehunter pick as well. They only have 13 seconds left. Does Mix and Cafe Lucru down to 40 seconds on the reserve time. This is the final, so they don't want to screw up anything in the draft, that's for sure. What is Mind going to pick? I'm guessing they're just picking up another support here. They could choose to give up... No, I think they just pick a support here. It doesn't give away too much about your lineup. You find out one more thing about the opponent. Wind Ranger. Huh. Well, that throws a wrench in everything, because if that is a support, well, that's not exactly the most standard support. It's a support that's really good at right-clicking, though, and forcing people back.
Radiant team ban.
But if it's not a support, that definitely throws a wrench in everything too, right? Because then you got support as your last pick, and what lane would they really want to put that Wind Ranger in?
10 seconds remaining.
Pick Storm Spirit.
5 seconds remaining.
Storm going up the Sniper in the mid lane. It's actually, Sniper should do okay in that lane against Storm. The problem is once Storm hits 6 and he starts jumping around and picking people off, that's exactly what shuts down a Sniper.
Team ban.
Clockwork does the same thing, right? He jumps in and locks down the Sniper. It's a way of closing the gap to that Sniper. So, good pick for them to pick up that Storm Spirit. They also already have the Silencer, so that's...
10 seconds remaining.
That counter's not on the board anymore.
5 seconds remaining.
Void and Bristle will be the last two bans.
Radiant team pick.
So they ban out Bristle. Immediately fire back with the Drow Ranger, and oh my goodness.
Pick.
That's a 5 range hero lineup for Cafe Lucru. So, what is this? Is this not a support? Is this a mid Sniper or mid Drow? I don't know. I don't know which one of those is more favorable against the Storm.
10 seconds remaining.
I think you just park the Sniper
5
mid.
seconds remaining.
I don't think you're too worried. Like, if you have...
Reserve time.
If you have your Sniper mid and you have your Wind Ranger Drow safe lane, you're not really worried about handling the Tidehunter. You're not really worried about... And you've got your Phoenix Lion offlane. You're not really worried about any kind of rotations coming out and really putting pressure on your Sniper, because it's only the Venge who can really rotate and have any kind of strength. And then it's going to leave your PA, which was the last pick,
battle.
And Silencer up against a Phoenix Lion. That's not really going to work out. So we'll look and see how they choose to run this. But it's the Cafe Lucru on the Radiant side. Playing their Drow Ranger is going to be Mind. Playing the Phoenix is going to be Cafe. Playing the Lion is going to be Memoria. Playing the Wind Ranger is going to be Fuck Me Mates. As I try the accent one more time. And we got Blue the Savage on the Sniper. On the Dire side, we have N59ST, but they went by the name of Mix last game around. We've got the same guy playing Tidehunter, I believe, as its Chinese characters. Unfortunately, I have no idea what that says. We got Fanboy on the Silencer. We've got another Chinese name playing the Storm Spirit. We have Freezing once
30
again farming in that
seconds to
safe
battle.
lane on the Phantom Assassin. And we've got Zai on the Vengeful Spirit. Starting items, we've got 3 heroes starting off with boots first, and it's all pretty much what you would expect. It's the Lion, it's the Vengeful Spirit, and it's the Tidehunter. Beyond that, no smokes or no sentry wards or anything like that. And we've got Dire trying to maybe put a little position on the Radiant side here on the top lane, but
The battle begins.
Radiant not committing too much, as this is pretty much how
I'll take
we
that.
expect
Should make
the
my
start to
life
go. The Dire acquires the top bounty rune, and the bottom is acquired by the Radiant side. In terms of lanes, we've got Lion and Dro instead going in the bottom lane up against the Tidehunter, so electing to put the Lion down here. We've got the Sniper going up against the PA in the mid lane. Okay, that's a little different. It's not Freezing going to be in the safe lane. And we've got the Phoenix and the Wind Ranger. Ooh, that's going to be a strong, strong lane for them. Going up against a tri-lane, though, the Vengeful Spirit, the Storm Spirit, and the Silencer. Well, it looks like we're most likely going to have the majority of the action in this top lane, as the Phoenix has already taken quite a bit of harass damage. But this should come back in them, and oh, they get the Curse of the Silence out onto them. And Phoenix is going to get stunned up. He doesn't have Icarus Dive. He, of course, went with the Fire Spirits first, which we already saw him throwing those out. And we're going to get First Blood. Zai is going to get that on the Vengeful Spirit. So this dual lane off lane not working out for them so far. I think they just played that maybe a little bit too aggressively and got caught with that stun
You didn't need that.
from the Vengeful Spirit. Zai now even making a rotation through the top rune location. And is he going to try to wrap around on the Sniper in the mid lane? What is this rotation? He does have boots, so which he started with, so he will be able to get on in there. Ah, he's going for the Courier. Let's take a look at Sniper's items. Okay, he's 470 gold, so not quite at the gold needed to buy a bottle. But the Venge already lying in wait, waiting for that Courier to come in. But we're gonna have to wait a little bit longer for that. Is still no bottle purchased by the Sniper. Still 600 gold now. Phoenix making the rotation for the top rune. Gonna get a haste. I imagine he'll just run right back to lane with that. No, maybe not. I think he was just scouting around trying to find the Vengeful Spirit. Nice rotation from Zai there, making sure that he didn't get spotted out. He knew that the Phoenix was making that rotation, and here comes the Courier. He's positioned so far back, he's not going to be able to get 2 attacks off. Or will he? Oh, the Courier jukes! The Courier jukes! Oh, Zai's going to commit way too hard for this. Oh, wow. Unfortunately, not able to get the Courier. I think he just needed to position a little bit closer to the edge there, and he would have been able to get it. Tries to come back around and catch it on its way back, but the Courier is already gone, so missed opportunity there maybe, or maybe just good Courier control there as it came through here. I thought they almost ran into trouble because it turned around and went back, and maybe that was pathing issues or what, but the Courier doesn't die in the end, so it works out okay for Mix. Or not for Mix, for Cafe Lucre. Not for Mix at all. It's the exact opposite for Mix. Top CS in the game is the Sniper at 17-4, going up against the PA at 16-0. So both mid laners leading the way. The bottom lane Tide, he's at 1 CS,
this time.
but the Phoenix is still at 1 CS. The Wind Ranger's actually been taking the majority of this CS in the top lane, so clearly the Wind Ranger is the one who's going to be their offlaner, and the Phoenix is going to be support. So they've combined for 11 CS in that lane. Storm Spirit only up to 12 CS of his own, so they're not really able to get too much in this top lane. Storm's been having a lot of pressure on him. The Dro's been doing okay, 19 CS, or 18 CS, sorry. It's only 5 ahead of that Storm Spirit, but ahead nonetheless. Lion's already taken that illusion room, going to be running around. Putting some pressure on, using it to block the ancient camp. So that Tide can't stack that. And now also using it to tank his neutral camp here so he can do a little bit of farming of his own. Of course, when you're using an illusion of tank like this, you also want to make sure it doesn't die. So we'll see if he's able to micro it back. Oh, he doesn't have to yet. But yeah, that little bit of damage, although it's only a little bit, it still helps you clear those camps. Not doing some stacking. Fanboys doing some pulling at the same time. Cafe and Fuck Me Mates looking like they want to interrupt this. Or maybe. I don't know if maybe they gave away the fact that they had vision with this Observer Ward there. Because that doesn't block, but I think that Wind Ranger attacked from a place where he wouldn't have vision. Zai has used a smoke, made his way up into the top lane, but both offlaners have backed away. We heard the assassinate go off, and we saw PA's HP getting pretty low, with an empty bottle choosing to go back to the fountain to regen before TPing back to the mid lane. And just in time for Zai to be wrapping around. A nice rotation from Zai. Puts some pressure on the top lane, comes in behind, gets a magic missile off, and we're going to see the sniper go down here. He tries to queue up the assassinate. Zai's going to lose his life as well, but definitely a valuable trade for Mix, as they trade a support for the mid laner. And the top farmer, well, what was the top farmer? The top farmer is actually Dro on Cafe Lucru. So we've seen a few rotations, most of them not working out, but the last one did. But still, I'd say a pretty passive game, considering we have 2 heroes in the off lane going up against 3, and we haven't seen too much exchange going between them. Sniper's definitely starting to take over this mid lane, though. But not if Freezing keeps throwing out stifling daggers and getting crits. That will definitely change how this lane goes. Doesn't get a crit there, though. Oh, Memoria with a rotation manages to open with the Hex onto Freezing. Now he gets the Earth Spike and the Icarus dive onto Freezing, and he'll go down.
Is foul play.
Thanks for standing still.
Zai making a rotation back to mid. Unfortunately, just a little bit slow on that rotation. He places the Observer Ward up on the high ground there to give his team a little bit more vision, but it was actually spotted by this Observer Ward, and maybe even the creep wave would have had vision to spot that out. But let's see exactly how much vision it gets. Just a little bit of this high ground here, but also gives you a vision of that rotation, as we've got Fanboy coming in, going on to Blue the Savage, but he'll just have to back away. We've got, no, we don't have an Assassinate going out, as he's got no mana, thanks to the Curse of the Silent. Now, how's this Tidehunter doing? Is that 800 gold? I really hope they don't have him building a mech this game. I really feel like that them getting mech first on that Tidehunter really held him back. Stifling Dagger onto the Lion. We'll slow him down, but PA is not going to be able to catch him. Blue the Savage now making a play for the top rune, which is an illusion. Zai, ooh, they might actually be able to take him off now. He's going to throw it on a shrapnel up onto the high ground. He had knowledge of, sorry, it's this one. He had knowledge of them coming over because of that Observer Ward, and we've got a disconnect from the Phoenix, which immediately results in a pause. So I'm going to take this moment to have a sip of water, because my voice it's feeling it, so stick with me. Alright, we're back. Everyone was having fun just typing G there, but none of them were actually hitting the go button to resume the game, but now we are finally resumed. Oh, we got another assassinate coming out, and this is just so frustrating. Landing against a sniper, constantly getting assassinated. Ooh, we got a Storm Spirit who's smoked up. And Zai, who's also smoked up. Both have made their way to the bottom, and they're going to catch up Memoria here. Yeah, Memoria's pretty much dead, as they're going to catch him out here. Well, he will get the Hex off and throw out the stun. There's pretty much no way he was going to get out of there. Ooh, the Ball Lightning coming in, trying to grab on Mind, but Mind, with the silence, will push him back, and holy crap, the TP support, as every hero alive on the Radiant side TPs to the bottom lane to shut down that storm and keep their Drow alive. My goodness. Zai now running for his life. He's got 3 heroes in tow. Fuck me, mate. Pops the wind run. And I was doing the... we're going to have Zai die here, but I was playing doing the audio queue, Dota 2 audio queue thing last night when I was doing a casual stream. And I think it was last night. It might have been the night before, but either way, one of those nights when we were doing the audio 2 queue. Dota 2 audio queue quiz. There we go. Man, that's hard to say.
I'll take that.
We had that sound for the Wind Ranger's Wind Run. I was like, that is not what it sounds like at all. But I forgot that they actually changed the the sound of it. I was actually doing pretty good. Some of them are like absolutely impossible, but if you don't know what I'm talking about, type in Dota 2 audio Q, like CUE. Quiz or something like that, and it's on the Dota 2 Reddit. You'll be able to find it. But it's fun. It's definitely challenging. I've played a lot of games of Dota, and I've been around for quite some time, but some of those get me. It's like the Drow is going to go for the Asha, and oh, we got more pressure being applied to the Drow. Maybe this is the strategy. If we just constantly try to put pressure on Drow, they'll force 900 TPs. Drow's going to go down this time. No TP support this time around. Fuck me, mates. We'll get away, though, but he wasn't their target. The Drow was, and they got that. Still back away. Score now 4-4. Tidehunter just finished his Arcane Boots. He's got 500 gold on hand. Still a long way from getting that Blink Dagger if he is indeed going for it. Let's stack this up once. Interesting. We got the Silencer picking up the medallion, not the Venge.
Haste.
Phoenix now TPing to the bottom lane, looking to put some pressure onto the Tide or onto the tower. Unsure, but it's hanging off onto the side. Got Lion, who's actually alone in the top lane, just soaking a little bit of XP and getting a little bit of last hits. Blue the Savage still sitting in the mid lane, going up against his PA. No, neither hero has moved out of those lanes. Pedro's been farming the jungle a little bit. Now it's going to go for a bounty rune. This could be a little bit dangerous. Storm, unfortunately, all the way in the dire jungle with no health and no mana, so not able to zip onto the Drow going for that rune.
Denied.
But certainly a much more passive game than the last one. Is that we've got 5. Well, all the net worths are actually pretty close. And that's a result of basically no one dying. So let's actually take a look at the gold graph, and I have a feeling it's gonna... Oh, wow. Really? I guess they gain a little bit there. They lose a little bit there, but they gain a little bit more there. They gain a little bit there. They gain a little bit all over the place. But just ahead, about 2,000 and change is Cafe Lucru. Still only 4 kills, or 8 kills in this game. Freezing, just continuously getting assassinated. Everyone's just parking themselves behind their carries, trying to keep them alive if there's any kind of dive going on. Storm's up in the top lane though. And there's only been 9 kills in this game, and I apparently missed one of them. Not sure how that happened, but the Tidehunter died right here, so I imagine he got shackled to the tree, or maybe got shackled to a creep, and then that's where he died as he was running back. But we're going to have our tier 1 tower go down here in the bottom lane. Glyph's going to get used just to delay it. Glyph's going to go down. The top tier 1's taking quite a bit of damage. We're going to have Windrunner TP to try and defend it.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Storm will zip a little bit to not take too much damage from the tower. That bottom tier 1 tower went to the Drow, got the last hit.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Oh wow. Memoria, with that little bit of time he was spending up in the top lane, got a Blink Dagger, and he just TP'd to the top. He's going to blink in and get a Hex off onto the Storm and immediately finger bang him. There's 4 heroes now. Every time, it seems like all the heroes just show up out of nowhere. And they even get an Assassinate kill onto Fanboy's Silencer. My goodness. When these guys decide they want to TP somewhere, they all TP, and they all aren't joking around. They just
Radiant's top
suddenly
tower
4.
has been denied.
Get some 2 kills, and now they're going to be pushing tier 1 tower. They get the deny on their own tower.
Dire's structures are
Going for that one.
fortified.
Blue the Savage just has to be careful in the mid lane. He is in Viz right now, so he's not that much in danger. There's no detection in this lane.
Dire's
That
top
tier 1 tower
tower
just
has
went down.
fallen.
Wind Ranger getting the last hit. Now TP from Phoenix to the mid lane just to back up the Silencer. I think there was a possibility of the Storm jumping in. Not sure if Storm had actually shown himself bottom yet. But of course, with that fresh respawn, there was a possibility of him TPing to the tier 2, running up, and then basically getting to the spot. Or actually probably around here, and he would have zipped and grabbed the sniper. Both teams just sitting around farming right now. They're not really making any too big movements on the map. So we have a movement in the mid lane as Freezing is going to get caught out. And he's going to go down as his support, fortunately, rotates away from him. Silencer wasn't even there. He was down in the bottom lane supporting the Storm Spirit. Zai was kind of in limbo as he was basically around here by the time PA got initiated on. Not able to get back there in time. 1,400 gold on the Tidehunter, getting closer and closer to that Blink Dagger. Start Memoria somehow getting that Blink Dagger so early. He's got 28 CS. Oh wow. We just caught the end of that one as they were chasing the Storm Spirit, but fuck me mates with the power shot. Headshots. The Storm Spirit as he tries to run away. Well played there. And Tide wants to do that stack. It's a triple stack of Ancients, and that'll definitely get him closer and closer to his Blink Dagger. Won't give him enough for his Blink Dagger, I don't think. Or he's going to stack it one more time, so it's going to be a quad. They did make some changes to this, so it is easier to stack, but doesn't get the stack this time around. It's really difficult with the dragons sometimes. Multiple sets of dragons. They don't like to stack. They don't have vision of any of these heroes hiding in the trees behind, so they're parked behind Freezing. Unfortunately, they just used a smoke, and Freezing is under the guise of that. Well, we got a zip from the Storm Spirit, and then immediately a Global Silence is going to come out. Mind is going to be the first focus. He's going to go down. Phoenix jumps in, then immediately jumps into his ball, but we did just lose our Storm Spirit thanks to an Assassinate. Fanboy going down at the same time that the Tidehunter goes down as well. Got a power shot coming in, hits both heroes. And now the only one left alive is Freezing, who's going to try to run. He will be able to get away. He does have 400 HP and will be bottling back up. But this is going to be a tier 1 tower going down in the mid lane in favor of Cafe Loot Crew. Looks like they're going to keep pushing and deal some damage to this tier 2. Freezing has made his way down to the bottom lane, said, you know what, I can't defend that, I might as well be farming somewhere on the map. So he's going to go down there, apply a little bit of pressure to this tier 1, but it still has tons of HP. It's more so just the fact that he's down there farming. And they are going to get this tier 2 tower
Dire's middle tower is
without
under
any
attack.
TPs.
Dire's middle tower
They were
has
able to
fallen.
secure that. Freezing. Almost done his BKB. Not BKB, Battle Fury. My goodness. We got a zip in the bottom lane. That Storm's gonna jump onto the Drow, and the Drow is gonna go down. Freezing getting the last hit on there, but they're backing right into 3 more heroes from the Radiant side. The Storm's gonna go down. Is Freezing gonna be able to get away? No, he's not, because he gets caught in a Hex by Memoria, and he's gonna go down. Cafe getting the kill there. Cafe now chasing with the Sunbeam. They're gonna get another kill on Zai, and Fanboy is trying to run, but he gets shot in the back by the Silencer. Blue the Savage is godlike and has a triple kill in that fight. Once again, we saw it earlier today, Sniper just running away with the game, getting
Dire's
absolutely
bottom tower
gigantic, and
is
we're
under
starting to see it
attack.
again, 9-1 and 5 on Blue the Savage. 17 to
Radiant's top
6 is the
tower
kill
is under
total right now.
attack.
What is tied
Dire's
at?
bottom tower
1950.
has
He
fallen.
still needs 300 more gold. He's farming away in the jungle. He needs this Blink Dagger. They need something to turn these fights around. They just lost a fight in the mid lane with Global. And Ravage in that fight too. It's just, those are 2 gigantic team fight ults that pretty much when you're using them, you can't be losing team fights. So with the Blink Dagger, they definitely shouldn't be losing a team fight. They've got to choose their team fight wisely and then go. And being able to use both of those, I mean, hopefully you can do it with only one, but certainly if you're behind in the game, use the 2, win a team fight, and get yourself back in this game. Because if we take a look at, let's see, Ty just got enough gold for his thing. If we take a look at the gold graph, as I hit the wrong button, it's 14,000 gold in favor of Cafe Lu Crew. That's quite the deficit. We saw Mix fall really far behind last game. Not quite that far behind in this point in the game, I don't think. But they did fall behind pretty... it was pretty close to that. I think it was 12k at 20 minutes. So this is, unfortunately, familiar territory for them. But they did come back in the
Radiant's
game.
bottom tower is under attack.
They do have the PA as kind of a saving grace. But Sniper is so strong. Drow falls off as well. You're going to get a picked off here as Memoria is going to go down. Good play from the Storm Spirit there, recognizing a rotation
Radiant's
coming over.
bottom tower
Was
is under
helpfully
attack.
spotted out by this Observer Ward, which spotted that rotation. No, Tide will get forced back. He still does have that blink. He shouldn't be frontlining so much. Well, the Phoenix will use the ultimate, but it's poorly placed. And it turns out he's really far away. We've got a Shackle Shot that goes through, doesn't land on anything. Where's Tide? Are they going to re-engage? No, Zai is going to go down. And they're also going to lose the Silencer. Everyone else is just TPing away. Or at least the Storm Spirit is. Blue the Savage gets a couple auto attacks off on Freezing, but most of them are missing. Now he's landed 2, 3. But Freezing's going to be okay. He will bottom himself up to make sure that his HP doesn't get too low and makes him vulnerable to assassinate. This Tide, he wants to go back to Fountain and get his HP up, but he's a little wary of them potentially pushing to the high
Dire's
ground.
top tower is under attack.
I don't think they're going to force up here with Phoenix's ult down. Dire comes charging out of their base.
Dire's
Storm
top
zip.
tower is under attack.
And he will zip into the Roche pit. The Roche was already pretty low. He's got about 800 HP. Global Silence goes out. Now, where's the Tide Ravage?
Roshan has fallen
They just lose the Storm. The Aegis gets picked up by the Sniper. Still no Ravage getting used. He's already dead. Fanboy getting low as well. GG comes out. And that was a quick one. 22.5 minutes. Cafe Lu Crew, they had to wait 2.5, 3 hours, whatever it was, for this game, but they make quick work of Mix in just 22.5 minutes. Wow. Well, that was our finals. Not as incredible as a finish as our semifinals, our last game was, but that was still a pretty good game. That was some really good play coming out from Cafe Lu Crew. Once again, Sniper running away with the game, 13-1 and 7. the Drow just farmed away in the bottom lane. I don't really feel like the Drow was the big impact on the game. I felt like Mix made some jumps or initiations, and it just didn't work out for them. It really didn't work out for them. The Storm, like, once he started getting into the game, he jumped in. He finished 1-6-5. It just wasn't working for him. The Tide, he got the Blink Dagger up first, but we didn't see a Ravage. Like, after the Blink, we didn't see a single Ravage. So they didn't have that going for them. They lost a team fight with Ravage without Blink. Ravage and Global Silence, and you know, that last fight they used Global Silence as well. Storm jumped in and died pretty much on top of Roche. And the Tide was kind of lagging behind, so he wasn't able to get a Blink Ravage off. And then they focused him, and he didn't even get a Ravage off altogether. So it just was not working out for Mix this time around. But Cafe Loot Crew will walk away with the title, with the belt, as they win SCS tonight. But hopefully we see both teams back, as we do this every Thursday and Sunday. It's a new tournament, best of ones all the way, open registration. So if you got a team, sign up. And we see a lot of these teams coming back. And every Thursday and Sunday, I'm here casting it. So hit that follow button on Twitch, on Twitter, on YouTube, and you can see more SCS action. Because I'm always here. I'm always here casting it. Unless there's something going wrong with the tournament, unless I can't cast or whatever, and I'll generally say so on my Twitter, then I'll be here. Typically start around round 3. Tonight it was actually, I was starting around the end of round 3, but I ended up casting the quarterfinals instead of round 3. But we ended up catching back up and casting the same amount of games. By the way, you can come back and expect that to be here. I've also started doing more casual stream, where I basically just completely lost my mouse, by the way. A more casual stream where I'm playing other games. You know, I'm not playing Dota, but I've been playing Heroes of the Storm. I might start playing some other games as well. And you can just kind of come by, stop by, say hi, and just hang out. So if you see me streaming and it's not Thursday or Sunday, I'm probably doing that. But yeah, hopefully I see you guys around. I'm going to throw it to some music and close out the stream. And I'll probably be in chat talking to you guys for a little bit. Thanks for watching, everyone.